will be not be able to finish the course. Okay. Let me share the screen. You can see it. You're able to see the screen? Module 2 is Indian perspective of ethics. Okay. And in Indian perspective of ethics is, our basic of all ethics, or our basic of our life is, we consider it as dharma. Actually, the word dharma and the present day religion, they are two, not the same word. We have to be very careful when we define dharma. And actually, in Indian context, ethics is based on our dharma, and dharma is defined as dharayate iti dharma. And in another, the present day, another definition of it given by Sri M is that dharma defines the quality of your mind and your being, and how you behave in this world. So if you take these two, then the dharma is directly related to your ethics. And we have, you must have heard about phrases like Atithi Devo Bhava, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, all that. And all this is based on a concept of plurality. And Indian basic philosophy has been that for us, everybody is one of our family, because we believe that we are part of the one, the ultimate one. And next is, sorry. As per ancient Indian philosophy, we have, I think many of you may be knowing Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. Anyone is aware? So in Ashtanga Yoga, the first one is Yama, second one is Niyama. Yama is self-restraint and Niyama is observances or canons. Now, if you go through the 5 constraints, you will find that it is really not related to any religion, the so-called religion in present day context. It is, a constraint is non-violence, truth, honesty, continence, control of movement of bowel and bladder. Next is non-possession. And next is the second point is niyama. Niyama is observance or canon, is like rule. So one rule is cleanliness, containment, self-study, tapas, surrender to a higher principle, creating the universe. So if you understand these points, you will see that there is these are the basic guidelines for leading a life in a sense. If you follow yama and niyama, there is all possibility that you will have a good life. And see, people have gone into the point of control of movement of bowel and bladder. I don't know if any one of you is aware. There is in asana, you also have Jalandhar Bandh and Udyan Bandh or something like that. Two asanas are there where you can control your bowel movement and bladder movement. So if you have control over your senses and your mind, your behavior, and you observe cleanliness, containment, self-study, and tapas is, if you are working hard for achieving any objective, even for a study, if you are for an exam you are preparing well, then that can also be tapas. If you are preparing for a meeting, you are preparing for a workshop, or you are preparing something for any. Subham Kumar Pradhan, please explain, sir, what you want to explain, me to explain. Subham. Topic is Unit 2, Module 2. Can you see the chart, Subham? If you see the chart, it is control of movement of bowel. Bowel means your excretion, you're going to the loo, going to the bathroom. You know, some people have problem with that. So if you have control over that, you will have a good control over your body. You will have a good health. So even people have thought about that. And so that is the thing. And Bagh, someone was telling me what Gasiram Bagh, as per ethics, what is mean by containment? Containment is you remain content with whatever you have. Your desire are under your control, something like that. You can't see what your neighbor is having and then strive for that. You should only strive for that you really need. So that is how containment is. If you go around about what others are achieving, then there will be no end to it, and you will be in real difficulty, real trouble. So that is the first 2 points. आ गया बाकी. Sorry. Okay. So there are these two, and there are others. Others are related to asana, then pranayam, then dhyan, dharana, and samadhi. I have omitted those for your strain. Those I showed to people who are the full-time MBA and other. But the other 6 are more like asana, pranayam, and then dhyan, dharana, and samadhi. And there is one more. So dhyan, dharana, samadhi, when somebody tells you about dhyan, dharana, samadhi, you may feel that it is like pursuing spiritual goal. But samadhi is ultimate attainment of what you are wanting to. If your goal is something higher, if you can attain that, you can, in one way, samadhi can be equated with that. And pranayam is control of your breath. By controlling your breath, you can control your body also in a better way, in your mind and body. And pratyahar, there is another is pratyahar. Pratyahar is withdrawing from outward things. And so there are 8. So out of the 8, I have given only 2. But if you want to read that, you can also follow all the other 5. Or I can include that and send you to while sending the PDF. So next so in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, therefore, let the scripture be your authority in determining what should be done and what should not be done. And that is how Indian context of ethics in Indian context is like that. It says that, therefore, let the scriptures be your authority in determining what should be done and what should not be done. Understand the scriptural injunction and teachings, and then perform your action in the world accordingly. So, and Manusmriti also says the authenticity of any spiritual principles of past, present, or future must be established on the basis of Vedas. So Veda, or the basic philosophies of whatever is written in our Upanishads or Gita or other epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, should be the guiding principle in deciding what is good and bad in your action. And that is how Indian view of ethics has been established till now. There are, and in Indian ancient texts, there are many sutras, many other sutras like Bhakti Sutra, then Brahma Sutra, Yoga Sutra, and all these are in some way or other covered in they cover about ethics and quality of life. And if you go through that, if you have time, you can go through that. You can find many comparisons and advices which will help you in following a better life, a life of ethical life. So you can differentiate well. Nishan Das, he wants to know how these are related to business. See, we are studying this as a part of your module 2, where we want to understand what ancient Indians have thought about ethics. Now, ethics as it is, we have explained in module 1, they are related to business. So don't think that asana pranayam is related to business. I'm not saying that way. But what asana pranayam or the Ashtanga Sutras are saying, that if you control all your tidbits of your life, your daily ways of life, you will be a better person. And suppose you are, if you follow these, like as the other 6, which are like asan, then pranayam, then pratyahar, then dhyan, dharana, and samadhi, all the other 5 and 6 principles of Patanjali, you will be a better person. And if you go by virtue theory, which we have read in module 1, if you become good, you are virtuous, then you will be always ethical. That is what is said. So in that way, business is also dependent on your fitness. Fitness, actually, this don't confuse our any of our yoga or something like fitness. Fitness is not bodily fitness alone. If you are fit bodily, then you can also be mentally fit. And there are, even if you are not fit bodily, there is mental fitness is also required. You may be suffering from some you may be suffering from some physical constraints, but still, if you practice many of the ways and means given in our ancient text, you will be able to maintain mental stability. That will be the advantage. So then I will. I have here. I have quoted some 8 stanzas from chapter 12 of Gita, which says about the man who is a good man, how Krishna has defined a good man. So this stanza says that one who is balanced in joy and sorrow, praise and disrespect is one who can attain the ultimate truth. Now imagine in a business context, if you are not carried away by people who only praise you but do not do work, then you can be a good manager. You will not lose focus of your job. You will just be focusing on your job. You will not be carried away by what people are saying about you. Suppose somebody criticizes, you go with it till it helps you in achieving your goal. And if only somebody is praising but doing nothing, then that is of no use. So you can discard that. So you have to remain balanced. Balanced in the sense you should not lose the focus on your ultimate goal, because that is the job of a manager. Now, it also says that such man is respectful towards all beings on the earth and has similar disposition towards a friend and a foe. When you are working in an office, if you are ethical or you want to be ethical, then you have to be same towards everyone. Asutosh Nanda, आपको हिंदी चाहिए? सबको हिंदी. If everything is okay, I will try to bring in, because कहीं फिर इंग्लिश में भी प्रॉब्लम होता है. Let me. तो अगर आप किसी के बहकावे में बातों से आके somebody praises you और आपको लगता है कि यार ये तो बढ़िया आदमी है, इसी के साथ चलो, इसको पकड़ो, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. You have to be very careful. You should not get carried away by क्या हो रहा है. How if somebody is praising, that is none of your business. If somebody is criticizing, and suppose he is criticizing that कहीं आपका गलती है, you are having some mistake in your work, which so again like when I suppose somebody points out your mistake while you are doing something to achieve your objective, so you should be again balanced towards that. You should not take criticism in a wrong way. उस आदमी को भी साथ लेके चलना पड़ेगा, उसका criticism को समझना पड़ेगा. You have to change yourself according to that, and you have to be respectable towards all team members. You can't be biased towards anyone. This and here this also is nothing but a code of ethics, if you see. And next part in your course is, we have said that about like Purusarth. There are 4 Purusarths in our Hindu philosophy. And the Purusarths are Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. In your course, it is written as Karma. And if you see, any desire will lead to karma. So, but in the text, you will not find karma, you will find kama. And kama is, if you consider a desire, then it will lead to action. So that is karma. So these four purusharths are there. And ये चार पुरुषार्थ को लेके ही आदमी काम करता है. So dharma will make you righteous or duty bound. Artha is required to achieve anything. And kama is desire. Desire, you must have a burning desire to get something or achieve something. With, Paramahans Yoganand, in some places, he has said that if you want to excel in any thing in your life, even if you are a thief, then also you should have a desire to succeed. And once you have a desire, burning desire to accomplish something, achieve good, then you will see ultimately it will lead you to the betterment. It is better to be having a fire inside you to achieve something rather than just going with the stream. So इसीलिए जो अचीव करने का एक होना चाहिए, very strong compellment inside you कि भाई हाँ इसको करना है. And then last is moksha. Moksha, don't take it as getting rid of your life or getting over all the sufferings in this world. That is not real moksha. Moksha we are reading here is in context of achieving your ultimate goal. And dharma is nature, or the rules and regulations which it follows. The body has its nature. You have to provide it with required things to sustain and survive. Every role in life has a dharma or nature. Do that. You as an individual play many roles. So उस सबको अच्छे से निभाना है. Desire means passion and goal focus. Yes, it can be that way. Desire can also be something wrong, but you should know that yada hi dharmasya, somebody is writing, but that is it is little something different than what we are talking. Okay, then artha is means. Artha is the means because if you want to achieve something, you must have the means to achieve that. Means can be knowledge, means can be money, means can be material, means can be machine, means can be manpower, means can be even time. So you need something to achieve something, and nature is abundant in everything. If abundance is a quality of divine, how is the pursuit of abundance in contrast with the pursuit of divine? So that is how, even if you pursue for artha ke piche bhagna, issue is, if you are indiscriminate, कोई भी सोच विचार नहीं है, अच्छा बुरा के बारे में सोच नहीं है, you are not bound by dharma, then your pursuit of artha will lead to wrong thing. But if you are bounded by dharma and you pursue for artha, then it is good. Like if you are having a family, you have to support your family, you have to earn something. But earning doesn't mean जो आजकल पेपर में निकलता है कि किसी ने घर में 1 करोड़ रुपया रखा था. That was not necessary. And मैं किसी से पूछा, मैंने जो कोई बता रहे थे उनके साथ जो काम करते हैं, कि वो आदमी एकदम he was a very ordinary fellow in daily life. कभी कोई दिखावा नहीं था, कुछ नहीं, एकदम रहता था एकदम very ordinary. So 1 करोड़ रुपया खाली घर में रख के बैठता था. But that should not be the way. You need money, earn up to that. उतना ही earn करो. Then karma is the desire to grow, acquire, possess. And all of us, we cannot keep us away from growth. Whether we want it or we don't want it, we will grow. And growth is ultimate. There is no way we can escape that. आप चाहेंगे भी तो छोटा बच्चा नहीं रह सकते. You cannot just remain at what you were. So you have to get out of that. You will be forced to get out of that. When you are joining your office, it is very hardly seen that somebody who joins in the same in a post retires in the same post. It is very rare. You have to grow. You have to achieve something. Ultimately, otherwise you will be left out. So there will be a desire, but desire should be positive within the restraint of dharma. And moksha is, you will get to the point which you are pursuing in your life or in your career or whatever, in business. You are having a goal of earning some profit. Try to do it within the limits of dharma and use the means available to you legally and properly. And you should have a very burning desire to achieve that goal. Put your 100%. Once you achieve that, you will be happy. You will be one of the happiest fellow. So now there is a last statement is dropping of desire is moksha. But this desire and the desire are not same. Suppose you are only bounded by desire without any constraint, then you will be in trouble. In that case, you have to drop your desire to get moksha. But if suppose you are guided by what is your requirement, the dharma, the basis of your life or your proper thing, then moksha is attained only when you have a strong desire. And in Karma Yoga and Bhagavad Gita, I don't know if any one of you is aware of the definition of yoga. If somebody knows, can you just put it in writing in your chat? It is not exercise. Close to the divine union. Yoga is one type of exercise. No, it is neither dhyan nor peace of mind. Yoga is yoga karma sukhosalam. That is one definition of yoga in Gita. It is not exercise only. It is the skill to do your work. And yoga is chittasya vritti nirodha. There is another definition of yoga in Gita is that it will chitta. Chitta is the moving mind. Vritti, that it is always moving. So if you can restrain the mind from moving haywire, then you are doing yoga. So it is not only meditation, it is not only pranayam, but it is designed to restrain your senses in a way. So karma yoga means if you do such work which will help you in achieving that. And yoga also means uniting with the ultimate. There is no doubt about that we are Jivatma and Paramatma, that is when they are united, that is also yoga. But yoga in the sense of what we are reading in terms of management and ethics is the skills to do your work and also to control the fleeting senses. And karma is one way, and and we cannot escape karma. Anyway, there is no way we can escape karma. So there is one chapter in Gita which says karma yoga. So you are doing karma, you have to do karma. There is no way you can sit quiet, even though when people are lethargic people who do not want to really work hard, but they have to go eat, at least keep them clean, breathe, and take care of their health whenever required and all that. So they have to do some karma, minimum karma. So your karma has to be guided towards unity or achieving what is the ultimate goal of your job. In context of business ethics, whatever action you are doing in your office or in your organization should be made only to make you achieve your goal. You should not waste your karma in unnecessary things. So in karma yoga, even somewhere it is said that only doing service charity is not karma yoga. Your yoga should be, your karma should be liberating. You should make you achieve something. If you are just giving away things, it may not be really you are doing anything. So that is part of karma yoga as per Bhagavad Gita. According to the Bhagavad Gita, selfish action or desire-ridden karma bind men to their consequences and subject them to the cycle of birth and death. At the same time, one cannot escape from karma by shunning their responsibilities altogether. Now, in the context of business ethics we are reading, imagine what is birth and the cycle of birth and death. Suppose you are there in an organization, you are working for so many years. If you do not progress in your career, then it means you are really not getting out of the cycle. You are getting entangled there. You are never getting passing that one life or two life or three life, something like that. Means you are not progressing well in your life. So that is why you are not getting over the circle. That do the work, don't expect results, that is there. No, it is not karma. It is the rule how you should work. It is not karma, but that is the rule you should work with. Because you are not expecting anything out in return. You are only working sincerely. That is called karmanyeva adhikarastu ma phaleshu kadacha. Teresa Mukhopadhyay is saying that. So, okay. At the same time, one cannot escape from karma by shunning their responsibilities altogether. Liberation cannot be attained by abstaining from work or by renouncing work. This is again written in Gita, because it is not possible for anyone to remain inactive for a moment. The fallacy of human life is that you can't even stop your breathing for few seconds. If you force it to stop, either you will die or you will again start breathing forceful. You will not. You cannot just remain quiet like that. You will be forced to breathe again. So you can't stop working. You can't stop even breathing. So that is what is our life. So your motive should be that we should work properly, always in the right direction. A true karma yogi therefore controls his senses and desires through wisdom and discipline and engages himself in desireless actions. A person's right is to his work only, but not to the fruit of his action or to inaction. True karma yoga consists of performing one's duty without attachment and remaining even-minded in success and failure. It is accomplished by self-restraint, controlling the mind and senses and desires. And we tell that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a cool captain. He is a chase master. So when you know that you are in a difficult situation, if you can keep your calm, your senses under control, your emotions under control, and try to do what is required at that point of time without much bothering about whether we will win or lose, it is proven that many a times you will be crowned with success, and that equanimity, that balance of mind is required, and that is what has been preached in Gita or in our ancient texts. Then next is Vedantic view of life and ethics. Many of you may have heard this sloka: Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. What is that? What does it mean? It will bounce, Sushant. It is very difficult because these things are not normal, not like what Vishwasar was selling. There is no equation, nothing. And why I am going fast is because at least I have to tell you and say something. So please try to remember, and then when you get the material, go through it. If you listen attentively, you will be able to recall something, and then. Because otherwise we have no time. If I start explaining each point, then 10 classes will be nowhere. So you have to understand, you have to bear with that. Anyone who knows about this sloka? What does it mean? Devasis Rajguru, Satyavan Mishra, anyone? This only says that everything is one. Yes, heard it on TV many times. This says that this one is complete. Purnam. I have written it downstairs, I think. If you read the next para, this is in Isavasya Upanishad, and it says that is complete. Purnamadaha. This is complete. Means the ultimate one, our God or whatever. This means we. And when this complete is taken out from that complete, what remains is also complete. The best examples, the mother, when it gives birth to a child, the mother remains complete and the child also is complete. So the completeness gives rise to another completeness. And that is truth, because each of us are the ultimate God or ultimate soul. We are all part of that Paramatma. That is our philosophy, and that is why this sloka is there. It is not like God, but it is the ultimate creator, the creator who has created all of us. We are all complete like him, even though we appear to be incomplete. And why this sloka is said here? Because when you feel you are complete, then there is a possibility that you will be having containment. Because Purna ही रहता है. I cannot explain it in English. Okay. So when you when you are aware that everyone is like you, everyone is same as you, even though there can be some appearance deficiency or difference in this capitalist class society, desire cannot be controlled or follow all ethical behavior. So please tell me who is perfect person organization as per your knowledge. You are still trying to search a perfect person and organization as per your knowledge. Why are you searching for a perfect one? You are asked to study ethics and be ethical wherever you can. Suppose you can't be ethical in some cases, don't feel guilty about that. But it doesn't mean that you will always not be ethical. So that is where you have to really be very careful. Saying that nobody is perfect, so I will not be perfect and do whatever I am doing, that is not correct. So what you have to do is, so why this sloka is given here or in Vedas, why this is so frequently told in our discourses, that it only says that everyone is equal and they should be treated in a similar way. So whenever you are working in an organization, in a team, be aware that everybody is same as you. You may be having or appearing to be superior to someone, or someone may be appearing superior to someone else, but they all have equality, should be treated in the equal way and should be given equal opportunity so that the team as a whole succeeds. And teamwork is the main thing for achieving anything in a corporate world or in an organization. So, this theory is also applicable to energy, heat, and all that. We know that energy cannot be created or can't be destroyed. So whatever remains is the total energy, which remains constant. So that is how this Purnamada, it remains same. So you have to. That is the Vedantic view of our life, and that is how you will be able to at least motivate yourself to be balance in your approach towards many things in your organization, which on the surface of it appears that there are a lot many discrepancies, there are lot many deviations, but ultimately everything has to be are the same. So there is, in the same Isavasya Upanishad, the first sloka says that Isavasyam idam sarvam jat kinchit jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma gridha kasyachit dhanam. So it says that in this Jagat, which is Jagat, where the mind is moving, whatever is moving is called Jagat. No, Sanskrit language is not required. I am just giving you some example. You remember about that, and you can you need not quote the exact sloka. You can just give the meaning of that. It says that Isa, the completeness, pervades everything here in this Jagat, which is in constant motion, and it is present here and now. When anything in this Jagat stops, it collapses. Therefore, one cannot stop even if one wants to do. So it is another thing regarding Karma Yoga, that you can't escape from karma. So what is the way of life? Let go and rejoice. So when you are working somewhere, if there are failure, if there are constraints, if you are finding something going against your will or requirement, or you are not having the best of time, then at that time you should not lose confidence, you should not go into depression, you should think of let go and rejoice. So that is how, during the last 2 years of COVID, many things have collapsed, many institutions have gone bad, but still we are fighting. We know that there is way ahead when we are still trying to struggle and trying to make things happen. And nobody has lost hope. Otherwise, the world would have gone haywire. So all of us, in what our philosophy has been saying, that you should not lose heart, you should not get unfocused, you should always remain focused and follow the best way, that is the ethical way of life. So it is better to let go and rejoice. Further, living anyway does not make a difference, as everything is yours or his. The Upanishad does not recommend leaving everything and go somewhere into solitude. It says that if one understands what has been stated here, he or she can live here for 100 years and doing your work without getting affected by the result. So The Isavasya Upanishad says another thing, which is very important, that if you do your work as a karma yogin, you do your work without much of your expectations. You only do what is rightfully to be done. Then whatever you do, you will not bear the consequences. You will have a peaceful life. You will lead your life happily, even for 100 years. Keep doing, if you keep doing the same work. So it only says that if you are ethical, there are, I don't know whether is this, you will get present day examples that way, but there are people who are still living ethically and enjoying their life. And if you leave or maintain, and this can be even true for a business. Businesses generally go, and people take pride when they say that we have been in business for 60, 70, 80 years. Old companies take more pride. When they have a presentation, they will say we have started in 1875, or somebody will say 1930, 1920, 1912, or something like that. The older, they take more pride. Similarly, but how you will survive? You will survive only when you are doing something in a justicious or in a proper way, judicious way. And you will only be able to do judiciously, do your business or work judiciously if you follow what is good for life, what is good for human being. And if you treat everybody equally, suppose you are having loss, you still not lose hope. Try to see and do what is how to regain your profit or how to minimize your loss. That is, many people have survived during this COVID, and those who have survived are have sincerely tried for that. So there are some organizations who were, they were only outwardly looking very big and boastful and all. They have gone away, and only the good organizations who have taken care of their employees and all have survived really well. There are organizations that have been on record that during COVID, many organizations have gone out of their way to help their employees and family who tide over this. Okay. So another concept in our Rig Veda is found is Rita, the cosmic order. It is called Rit. Rit represents the basic truth, harmony or system of the universe, which no one can violate. In the physical sphere, Rit represents the eternal and inviolable law of nature, rotation of heavenly stars, alteration of day and night, flow of rivers, ocean, etc., regulated by Rit. In the moral sphere, Rit is righteousness. It is the measure of morality. Rit is, water will flow from a higher point to a lower point. Air will flow from higher pressure area to low pressure area. And when you show your hand to a fire, your hand will get burned. So these are all natural law. There is no way that this law is getting violated. When you show your hand or you go near a fire, you will feel the heat. If you go near ice, you will feel the cold. And the whatever may come or go, the sun will rise and it will set. The moon will come in the evening. Even so, all that is natural law. So, and we also as human beings have many natural laws. We have our physical, biological cycles and all. We live that way. When we try to do tinker with that, then there are issues. So similarly, every business, there is a normal procedure of doing a business. So if you follow that, you will be all right. If you try to do something extraordinary not in the sense in the right sense, but in the wrong way, you just try to do something really wrong, then it will become bad. It will not be good. The path of Rit is consistent with natural cosmic order. In fact, theory goes as far as saying that even gods are subject to laws of Rit. Gods are not above the Rit. One of these basic duties is protection of the Rit. So Rita, or the natural law, if you follow in business, then you will also do well. Natural law is whatever in some business there will be profit. In some business there will be margins will be different. If you are into that business, you should not expect that I will get margin like any other business. So that is not the way. If whatever business you are doing, you have specific rules or expectations as per that business. You can't compare it with something else. If you want to go to other business, do that. And similarly, when you are employing a person, you must take care of his basic needs. You should not exploit. This will go against the basic laws. When you are selling something, sell the product you are producing. Don't adulterate it and give inferior quality and all. So all that is part of the natural law. So you should follow that. That is also Indian context, Indian view of ethics and all. Next is, in Vedanta, ethics and moral duties are rooted in the ideal of realizing and manifesting our own innate reality. Simply put, whatever brings us closer to that goal is ethical and moral. Whatever prevents us from attaining it is not. The whole of Vedanta ethics then is based upon a simple line of reasoning. Does this action or thought bring me closer to realizing truth, or does it take me further away? So that is how our Vedantic view is based. Then we have lessons from Ramayana. I have given around 10 points. So, and you can find many more. And there is no end to it. The true goal of one's life is to kill the demons within. So, you can say Rama killing the Ravana. It is, if you want to, for yourself, if you want to be ethical, then you have to kill the demons within you. And if you are talking of an organization, there will always be temptation to make extraordinary things and extraordinary profits, make something, take some shortcut to earn more. All that temptations are to be killed, and you have to follow the rules. Pride always has a fall. If you are unnecessarily egoistic and having pride, ultimately you may not be able to sustain that. Power of true dedication. The example of Hanuman, he's a dedicated fellow, and I have seen many people who have joined in the same organization and kept working for that, and they are really happy. They are not, and the organizations also do take care of them. I'm not saying that everybody should do that, but a dedicated employee always get good results. Overall, some cases there may be some exception when someone of you may say, sir, I have been dedicated, but I have not got the result. That may be a case, maybe one or two. But generally, if you work dedicatedly, there is always a chance that you will be awarded. And any organization who really work diligently is likely to succeed. Protecting a woman's honor is a noble deed. So equality, that also should be taken care. Love for God is beyond the boundaries of caste and creed. And if you are a leader, you should also look beyond caste and creed. You should not discriminate between your team. And Ram, the great person, he had all types of animals in his army, and he was equal towards all of them, not accepting what is not rightly yours. And that is the example of Bharata. He never accepted the kingdom. He only worked on as a representative of Rama. The importance of righteousness. Rama has been said as Maryada Purushottam, which means that he took every step to be righteous in his life, whether it was giving up his kingdom or keeping his father's word or forsaking his wife Sita on the request of one of his subjects. Then attachment, Maya, can lead to suffering. The golden deer is an example. Never pay heed to evil device. Mantra's advice should be avoided. So all these are required. When you start working in an organization, you will feel the need of all these also. Then honor your word. Raghukula Riti Sada Chaliyai, Prana Jaya Par Vachana Na Jai. So that is one of the biggest thing. If you, as an organization, you have to be truthful. You have to keep all the promises you have kept to your customer or all the stakeholders and shareholders. So there you have to be very careful. And you should not say something which is not achievable. Yes, commitment can be another word. Then lessons from Mahabharata. I have tried to do some mapping with the theories we have read. The whole moral of Mahabharata states the victory of good over evil, against which heavy cost was paid in form of loss of great life. So that is, but it is, it is as it can be justified in the utilitarian theory. Then rights and duties. This is deontology. The famous quote said by Krishna, Ma phale sukadachana, do your duty and do not think about its rewards. Justice and fairness. This is, you can say, part of virtue theory. This is deontology theory. The intent of Lord Krishna was to defeat the forces of evil and to establish rule of law. So that is what is all this theory you can see in Mahabharata. Virtue, another example of virtue theory is ethical, earthly achievements such as wealth and power mean nothing without a strong moral compass to guide you. Common good, concept of Bahujan Hitaya, Bahujan Sukhaya has remained the touchstone of decision making in righteous public policy in India since the times of Mahabharata. Then we have three personalities whose view have been we are supposed to read on ethics, and they are Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, and Sri Aurobindo. Mahatma Gandhi, all of you know, and in present day India, there are also views, contrasting views, that many people are not ready to accept him as even Mahatma. But his life has been he's a self-made man, and he has achieved a lot in his life. And whether we agree or disagree, he has a strong contribution towards our independent movement. And people at that point of time followed his rules or guidance, and India achieved freedom. So I'm not saying that others have not contributed. All of them have contributed. Everyone in this country has contributed to the best of their ability. But there was a leader who is Mahatma Gandhi. And he says, my contribution to the great problem lies in my presenting for acceptance of truth and ahimsa in every work of life, whether for individuals or for nation. This is the one which is most debated nowadays. And you must try to understand for yourself. And Gandhi was influenced by Tolstoy, who believed in selfless concern for the well-being of others. Tolstoy maintained that the true self could be realized in acts of self-sacrifice alone, and that moral goodness was identical with altruism. Altruism is the ultimate quality of life, or ultimate type of life. He described his religion as religion of truth, Mahatma Gandhi. He started saying truth is God in order to define religion more meaningfully. He said we are sparks of truth, and the sum total of spark is indescribable as yet unknown truth, which is God. Mahatma Gandhi believed that good of an individual lies in the welfare of all. All have the same right to earning their livelihood from their work. A life of labor is life worth living. He also said, ahimsa is natural to man. So, if you're working in a business organization, you should not plot against any other organization, neither your co-employees. You should be equally dispense with all the people around you, all your stakeholders. Take care of them, and violence has no place in there. You must not only refrain killing or hurting others, but must have love for all beings. Men can realize God and truth only through non-violence, as violence and truth are incompatible with each other. Hate the sin and love the sinner. This is one of the biggest thing Mahatma Gandhi has said. He has said that you should not hate a people who is committing a crime. You have to see why he is committing that crime, and the crime is should be hated, not the person. He should be tried to reform, which may not seem feasible always, but it is. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. This is what Mahatma Gandhi has said. And this is the truth. If you keep on fighting, may come. Questions may come. The questions you have to really wait, because, questions are not formed by me. They are given by your DDC. They will form the questions, but it will be from your course. Don't worry much about questions. Go through the material you will get, and I think you will be able to write something. And ethics is a common sense. So you have to follow. If you follow your common sense, you will be able to do it. Religion is a universal experience of the divine common to all humanity. Vivekananda described religion on the science of consciousness. Man is potentially divine since his Atman is a spark of the divine. And he has said many things about And he was even ready to accept many of the Western concepts like humanism, idea of freedom and all. He was ready to disapprove individual salvation. He was not worried about moksha and all. He said, no, when millions are suffering, there is no point in pursuing spiritual progress only. We should also see economically they are good, they are well off. Naitikata, yes. So Vivekananda has said that. Then last part is Sri Aurobindo. And if you read Vivekananda more and more, you will see that for him, ethics was the stepping stone to a meaningful life, to a life which he was striving to achieve, which was spiritual life. But as per him, a good life is worth living. And whatever he has understood, he has pursued that. But for everyone, he has said that if you do well for others around you, you are spiritual. If you take care of people around you, you are spiritual. If you take care of your motherland, you are spiritual. And all your actions should be directed towards that. And Aurobindo was also a great freedom fighter. He was a knowledgeable person, and he has written books and all about that. He was also a respected freedom fighter. He was even Krantikari, and he was put in jail for that. He escaped from jail, and he ultimately settled in Pondicherry, and then he became a spiritual guru. There are 3 stages in evolution of life: material life, vital life, and mental life. The subconscious, the conscious, and the self-conscious. The ethical thinking may also be based on these stages. And he said, morality is phenomenal in nature, like all other things in this world or of perceptions. It is neither eternal nor unchanging. So, as per him, ethics is a concept which is dependent on the time. It is available today, tomorrow it may not be there. So what I mean, in the sense that whatever is good today, in another society it may not be good, or in future it may not be also accepted as a good thing or ethical thing. So that is why he said, but they were not recognized at all times and places in the past, and there is no guarantee that they will be recognized at all times and places in future. But it depends on what depends on that in which it lives and moves on. The morality is dependent on the time and society. So in today's world, if purity, humanity, truth, self-sacrifice are present, are recognized as moral standard, tomorrow it may not be. The field of morality is triple: the individual, the collective mind of the community, race, nation, or body of nations that possesses it, the collective mind of all humanity. Ethics must eventually perceive that the law of good which it seeks is the law of God and depends on being the nature, depends on the being and nature of the master of law. So again, being a spiritual man, he has ultimately said that whatever is good for humanity, which will lead you to ethics, is not having equity. What does it mean? Teaching of Gandhi and teaching of Gita is not contradictory. Gandhi and Bhagavad Gita, it is not contradictory. Gandhi has harped on certain part of what he understood. Bhagavad Gita, it doesn't say that you go violent. He has, Krishna has asked Arjuna to do his duty. It is not violence. So it is not, like definition in different countries, different organization, yes. So ultimately, that is the, and the last one I think is the 31st slide. That is, I will give you some more views of Aurobindo. Ethic deals only with the desire, soul, and the active outward dynamic part of our being. its field is confined to character and action. It prohibits and exhibits certain action, desires, and impulses. It also indicates certain qualities in the act, such as truthfulness, love, charity, etc. When it has got this done and assured a base of virtue, its works is finished. So, as per Aurobindo, if in an organization you have achieved certain qualities like truthfulness, love, charity, and the equanimity to all that, or if you have achieved yourself that, then you have achieved what is needed as per ethics, and you have to continue your journey. You have to then start planning for achieving your goal based on all these things. Ahimsa parama dharma, dharma raksha, himsa tathaiva cha. Okay, some people are quoting up. Is it about Aurobindo Ghosh, sir? Yes, he is Aurobindo Ghosh. Sri Aurobindo is Aurobindo Ghosh prior to becoming known as Sri Aurobindo. So with that, we have finished module 2 in a rush, and in the next 2 classes, I will try to get into module 2 each. I will take 2 classes each for module 2, 3, 4, and 5. And out of that, you have 2 modules which are dealing with ethics in various areas like engineering, medical, IT, and all that, finance, HR, all that is given as per your course. And and there is one more. I'm forgetting the module 3, but 4 and 5 are ethical issues. So we will try to complete things in 2 classes each, and I will try to share module 1 and 2 to Rasmi madam today, and see how you do. And regarding exam and all, don't worry much. If you are ready with whatever is given to you or whatever being taught to you in all your classes, that I think you'll be able to do good and pass out happily, because ultimately you are interested in passing out this exam with a good mark and getting a degree. So I don't see any problem in that. But try to listen whatever is being said. Though it may look like we are rushing through, but the model is like that. So we'll just touch upon you. If you remember something of that, when you read, you will have a clear idea. So, okay. Good night. Thank you.